Welcome back to our students. I'd like to resume this council meeting of December the 10th. Are there any disclosure of interests on any of our hearings for any councillors this evening? Okay, seeing none, we'll proceed to item number 21, which is our hearings. I have a short opening statement to read, and then we will deal with the 3 hearings and we will vote on each one of them. I would like to open up the hearings for CRS 4, CRS 5, and CRS 6. Following the reading of the motion by the CAO, I will request the Director of Development Services to explain the applications. I will then ask 3 times for submissions from the gallery, given the opportunity for the applicant and then the public to speak. Council will also have the opportunity to ask questions. Once this is complete, I will close the hearing and Council will vote on the motion. Could I ask the CAO to please read the motion on our first application?
Moved by Councillor Flynn, seconded by Councillor Lavery, that Council approve application CRS 4 and that Council has considered its resolution with respect to the following: Provincial Cannabis Retail Store License Referral Number 1119, Zoning Bylaw 2303 and City Policy 3.20, and public notification followed by the holding of a hearing at the regular council meeting of December 10, 2018, and further that Council has determined that there will be no greater impact on the community if this application is approved.
Thank you. Director of Development Services.
Thank you, Worship. Cannabis Retail Store application number 4 has been made by Jeff Phillips, the owner of Canoe Village Market. The store is located at the intersection of 50th Street Northeast and Canoe Beach Drive. It's a general store. It has a license to sell alcohol as well. And the zoning of the property is C1 Neighborhood Commercial, which allows the use of a convenience store. We deem that to be a permitted use for what's being applied for here. And the city's policy, section D of the policy, supports 1 CRS in Canoe. And so this is the first application for a Canoe store, and the policy and the zoning support what's being proposed.
Great, thank you very much. I'll ask if the applicant, Jeff, if you would like to come forward and speak to us.
Hello, Your Worship.
Good evening.
I'm just looking forward to coming to the end of our application process and hopefully getting a license and move forward with this. So any questions or concerns, I'd be happy to answer them.
Okay, thank you for being here this evening. I'll open it up to councillors. Do councillors have any questions about this application? Okay, it doesn't look like we have any right now, Jeff, for you. Okay. So you can have a seat and we'll see if there's other speakers. I'll ask a second time if there's anyone in the gallery who would like to speak to this application. I'll ask a third time if there's anyone in the gallery who would like to speak to this application. One final chance. Seeing no speakers, I will declare this portion of our public hearing closed. Council, do you have any questions or comments? Seeing none, I will call a question. All those in favor? Passes unanimously. We will move to application number 2. Administrator, we have a motion.
Moved by Councillor Cannon, seconded by Councillor Eliason, that Council approve application CRS 5 and that Council has considered its resolution with respect to the following: Provincial Referral Number 1554, Zoning Bylaw 2303 and Policy 3.20, and public notification followed by the holding of a hearing at the regular council meeting of December 10th, 2018. And further, that Council has considered that there will be no greater impact on the community if this application is approved.
Great, thank you. Director of Development Services.
Your Worship, Cannabis Retail Store application number 5 proposes a cannabis retail store at the intersection of Shuswap Street and Lakeshore Road, Northwest. The property, or the name of the business, which may be known to Council, is Eden. And the proposed store would be on the lower level of this building here. There's some photos of it later on in the report. Yeah, from street view. The property is zone C2, Town Center Commercial, which permits the use of a retail store. And the applicants are in attendance today. We have received one correspondence in support of this proposal, and that is from the adjacent Curves Gym. The person who runs that gym sent in a email supporting the proposed business.
Great, thank you. And we do have that letter. I think all of council has seen the email from Sue Jordan, owner of Curves. Is there someone from Eden who would like to come forward and talk about their application?
Hello, my name is Jeffrey Horrocks and I'm the applicant, and I'm also looking forward to opening business and getting the process going, but I will just leave it at that and take any questions if there are any.
Great, well, welcome. It's nice that you came this evening. Any questions for Jeffrey? Okay, I see no questions, so you could have a seat. Thank you.
Thank you.
I will ask for a second time if there's anyone in the gallery who would like to speak to this application. Asking for a third time. Last opportunity if anyone would like to come forward. Seeing none. Council, do you have any questions to staff? Okay, I will declare the second section closed, and I will ask the question. All those in favor? Passes unanimously. We'll look at application number 3. Our CAO has a motion.
Moved by Council Wallace Richmond, seconded by Council Lindgren, that council approve application CRS 6, and that council has considered its resolution with respect to the following: provincial referral number 1524, zoning bylaw 2303 and policy 3.20, and public notification followed by the holding of a hearing at the regular council meeting of December 10, 2018. And further, that council has determined that there will be no greater impact on the community if this application is approved.
Thank you. Director of Development Services.
Your Worship, the application for cannabis retail store, application number 6, is 1171305 BC Limited for the property at 81 Shoe Shop Street Northwest, the former location of Doughboys Pizzeria. That property is zoned C2, Town Center Commercial, which permits the use of a retail store. The city's policy number 320 supports a maximum of 4 cannabis retail stores in the downtown commercial core. If this application is approved, it would be the 4th store in the commercial core. Staff recommends support of this application as we did the other 2.
Thank you. I see Mark and Sunny are in the audience. Would you like to come forward? Sunny, welcome to council.
Thank you, Your Worship and Council. Yeah, if you have any questions, let us know. We're excited as well, like the other applicants, to get moving on to the next stage of this process.
Okay. Any questions for Sunny from council? Councillor Flynn, yours is not a question at this time, right? Okay. Thank you, Sunny. You can have a seat. I'll ask for a second time if there's anyone in the gallery who'd like to speak to this application. Asking for a third time. Last opportunity. I'll declare this public hearing closed. Council, questions or comments? Councillor Flynn.
Actually, thank you, Worship. My comment was for the last applicant, but all I wanted to say was when we went through this process with the community and got all the public input, and staff did such a good job putting together a report, one of the concerns we had was if you're beside one of these new operations. And I think it's quite clear from the email that the previous applicant had in support that the assumption from a lot of people that these would be bad neighbors is probably not the right assumption. So this email was very helpful for us and very clear that your neighbor considers you extremely good neighbors, and I think that's going to be true of all of them. So
I'm glad that we've dealt with this, and staff, again, thank you for all your work on this policy that makes our job a lot easier here. I don't know that when number 5 comes, it's going to be easy, but.
Thank you, Councillor Flynn. Sorry for missing you earlier, but thanks for taking the time to say that. Other comments or questions from council? Seeing none, I'll ask the question. All those in favor? Passes unanimously. Thank you. We will move on to question and answer period. Is there anyone in the gallery that would like to ask us a question? Okay, seeing none, we have a motion for adjournment.
Moved by Council Lavery, seconded by Council Flynn, that the regular council meeting of December 10, 2018 be adjourned.
All those in favor? Passes unanimously. Thank you very much, and thank you, students and audience. That was a good call.